I just got my motorcycle here. What's my license plate? MAO09K. And still got to work on my bike a bit. And bought some things for the motorhome repair, like lights. And the guy that wants to buy my motorhome, I just had to send him again a message. I'm not going to meet you tomorrow because I asked, can you meet me at this place at this time? I'm not even asking for gas money anymore. And he's responding only one sentence, make sure the head gasket is okay. What the hell? Like, I have a super long ad written of things about my vehicle, right? It's really detailed. Like, people are getting all the information they need. And yet, I'm being played these games with this guy. Anyways, so I feel like crying today, and I will later today. But right now, I got a problem solved because the place where I am, again, is, and everybody would say they're super nice people, but they're sick, right? HSD is an illness, and it's the illness that you should focus on as a species because it's at the core of everything else. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. Yeah, and I'm telling the old guy, I said, you understand the difference in the way our minds are programmed? Like, my mind is programmed for community, yours is the monetary paradigm. Yeah. And I think he's been burned before by agreements that went wrong of bartering. And but they were dishonest with me, and I feel robbed today because they're handing me a bill of $124, which it turns out is exactly what I have in my wallet, although I was looking for two knees that I can't find, but I had some change in my laundry little save up pocket there. So I'm feeling robbed like I was by the doctor at the emergency room, Castlegar, because they're saying, oh, we'll deal with the money thing later. And they're charging me the regular price later. Although I've been clear, including in writing, that I'm poor and I want to do bartering. And they expected me to trust them. So we'll talk about that later. Don't worry about it. And now I'm getting a quick shift. I think the person is stressed. The winter's coming. He's still working on fixing something he's going to sleep in with his wife if this campground sells. And it's not okay to justify treating me this way because you've got issues to solve that are related to HSD. It's just not okay. It makes me want to cry how sadly sick and insisting on not curing yourselves, your species is. So it's pretty upsetting that this. I told him, I said, if you told me you'd charge me this before, I wouldn't have come here. And our communication is very clear. And you can't use people the excuse that you don't know how to trust somebody, or you don't trust me when I'm offering references, when I'm offering criminal record checks, when, I actually keep my promises of what I do. Like, if I say I'm going to do this today, this will be done, I do it. So as you are being dishonest with me, you can't say, oh yeah, we've tried that in the past, it doesn't work. What the hell? Yeah, it doesn't work. Maybe you're the cause because you are the cause with me here. And you can't use the excuse that other people were treating you like this, and it's not okay. So this is very upsetting. This is a big chunk of my income where I could have maybe used it to buy a battery or two to maybe see if I can also get somebody to help me get my propane furnace going so I don't have to plug in places as much. So, this dishonesty creates more problem solving, creates more poverty in my life. And it actually is not something that people's feelings can handle if I express it. So I can't even do it. They're going to hate me. If I say, you've had this negative impact on me, a good person, much better than you, and it's documented, because I want to document it. So let's say they change their mind. Let's say he's having a bad day because there's so much to do, although I'm here to help. And all they want to focus on is the going rates. No, that's the rates right now. Let's just get this paperwork done, which is improperly done. No, the dates don't match up. And it's just like an intense thing to OCD to keep the paperwork and the money coming in. And they don't understand that's the problem in the first place. And there's no community. And sometimes people are like this and they have kids, and they also are not that close with their kids because they're sick in that way with their kids too. And I'm not saying their kids are not, they are as well. And you know, there's a lot of older people now that had campground businesses and things like that, and they can't really rely on their kids because their kids kind of have plans for their inheritance they're not telling their parents about, so they don't really want to help their parents with stuff. You know, it's that sick in the head, your species. I'm laughing now, but I'm really sad. I'm really sad that I barely got here. And, and these are, again, you would say these are the nicest people you know. And I would agree, you know, until it's time to talk reality, right? You know, but if it's just superficial, you know, eating a meal and talking about the weather and watching TV shows, you know, they're the nicest people in the world. Or as nice as anybody else. But again, I go by human standards, and I just feel like crying with this just happening. Like it's shorter and shorter, you know. It might be before the end of next year that'll be 99.99% of you suffer from HSD and are no longer able to use, you know, most of your brains in a way that is rational.